$1,000 in 1 minute, $200 in a few seconds. I have heard some outrageous claims about how much money you can make trading, and today I'm gonna be trying it out. I put $450 of real money into my Webull account to see if I could actually make money as a beginner. But obviously, if I went into this with no strategy, I would most likely lose all my money, and I might as well take it to the casino. So I'm gonna need to find a strategy and perfect it as quick as possible. Today is the weekend, and if I want to be successful next week, I'm gonna have to learn a strategy to help me out. So let's get to learning. I searched all over for strategies to help me make money, but there was so much information I needed to learn all by the end of the weekend. Okay, so I just finished learning, and am I ready to trade? Definitely not. And here comes Tuesday already.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
Yesterday, the market was closed. That's why I'm starting on a Tuesday. I'm definitely not prepared for this, but let's go make some money. Or probably lose it, I guess. I used what I had learned yesterday to take one trade. I tried to take another, but as you can see here, my position did not get filled. I did end up taking this trade here and made $14.65. I know. So much money. I ended up taking the free time I had to study some more this night because I was not ready for what would happen in the next few days. I had previously been watching TJR trades, but I didn't fully understand the concepts he was teaching because, like, what does a fair value gap, order block, and liquidity sweep even mean? I started to understand these terms by watching his videos, and every time I didn't understand a word, I would look it up on TikTok for a brief explanation. And tomorrow will be day 2 of trading. I did a lot of learning, so I'm expecting to do even better tomorrow, Wednesday. I felt pretty confident after catching a W yesterday, and I even learned a lot from watching TJR's videos. As you can see, I was pretty proud of myself after the second candle of my trade was going in my direction, and even thought about doing this.
I'm gonna move my stop.
If you couldn't tell what I was saying, I was thinking about moving my stop loss to a little better than break even so that I would profit on this trade even if it stopped going in my direction. After a few candles of the trade going in my direction, I decided to set my stop loss on top of this candle so that I would make money no matter what happened on this trade. That was a mistake. Price went back up, hit my stop loss, and went right back down and hit our take profit. I closed the trade at the stop loss that I set for a profit of $4 instead of the $22 that we would have made if I kept in the trade. That hurt, but it did teach me a lesson. Unfortunately, I took another trade. I don't even know what I was thinking in this trade, but it did teach me another lesson. In other words, I lost. Let me show you what happened. No, I moved my stop loss. This was a big mistake, and I ended up taking an even fatter L. I lost $30 and decided to jump out of the market for the day. Now, I did end up losing, but I learned a lot that day. But those lessons would not help me for what was coming up next. Thursday. I got up as normal at 6:30 in the morning, looking like I got 2 hours of sleep. And I probably should have just stayed in bed because I was not ready for what was going to happen. I entered a trade way too late. You see these 3 lines here? That middle green line is where I was supposed to enter. But instead, I decided to only enter after the trade started going in my direction and got stopped out in 2 candles, losing about $15. But it's okay because I ended up taking 2 more trades for the day and made it back plus $20 in profit, is what I wish I could say. But the next 2 trades I ended up taking were back-to-back L's. Looking back at the trade, I don't even know what I was thinking. And the market proceeded to absolutely dump after I took this trade. In trade 3, the third L took me out after just 1 candle. This day sucks, and I lost $53.48. On to the next day, Friday. The final day, the day I would make a comeback and make back all the money I lost. Yeah, we both know that didn't happen. Today, I got messaged by somebody in my Discord in a similar situation who wanted to trade with me. We hopped on a call along with another friend who joined us later. This was one of the worst things I could have done because I ended up breaking pretty much every single one of my trading rules. Let's go over my trades. Started off the day by getting stopped out, but guess what? I made it back. And no, I'm not being sarcastic this time, we actually made it back. And you could tell I was relieved after finally having a green trade. Then I followed that with another green trade. I was actually in profit for the day, but decided to keep trading because I was on a call, which is where I made my first mistake and broke a rule of mine. I overtraded. At this point, I had already been trading for way too long and had taken too many trades, and I was about to pay for it. And then I broke another rule, a mistake that I had already made and should have learned from. I moved my stop loss again. As you could see, I knew I shouldn't be doing this, but I felt confident in the trade just because I thought it was going to go in my direction, which was another rule broken. And just like before, it hit my even higher stop loss for an even bigger loss. I entered again just a few minutes later and was actually in the green, but that wasn't for too long because the market moved against me and stopped me out for a little better than break even. This didn't mean much though because on the day I was down $61.04. putting us down a total of $130.21 on the week. This is me a month and a half later. So I actually got a lot better this month than last month. And in this month of March, I was able to make back my losses from February. As you can see in February, we went from losing $222.17 to making $1,100 in March. So let me share with you some changes I made and how losing this much money helped me. Yeah, I know it seems weird that losing money helped me, but it actually did. Now, let me start off by saying that each one of these losses taught me something. After every loss in this video, I learned something new, and pretty much every successful trader that I've seen has said the same exact thing. To be a successful trader, you have to blow your account, which means at some point you're gonna have to lose a ton of money or all the money in your account, because that's the best way to learn. This happens to pretty much everybody trading, and what most people do is just quit after this. But like I've said in my past videos, you can't fail if you don't give up. And so far for me, that's working. So I trade a version of Smart Money Concepts, ICT, whatever you want to call it. So after learning the basics of how options worked, I jumped right into watching TJR Trades and the Inner Circle Trader. These are two people that I highly recommend. But you do not have to go this route. You could use a different strategy to trade. Some trading rules that I set for myself that you can too are not taking a trade because you think something will happen. So basically stick to the strategy and not taking a trade because, oh, I think it might go up or think I might go down here. Not moving your stop loss, which you could see I did in this video. And the exception to that is you can move it to break even after it hit your take profit 1 if you're trading with multiple contracts. If you have no clue what any of that meant, then that does not apply to you. My next rule is sell once price hits stop loss. Pretty similar to not moving your stop loss, but if you're running a manual stop loss, make sure to sell when it hits your stop loss. Don't be like, oh, it might go down, it might go up, I'm just gonna hold it out. Don't do that. Sell once it hits your stop loss. Only take a trade when it hits all of your requirements. So for me, I have to see a liquidity sweep, a breakup structure, and then I enter off of a fair value gap or order block, or hopefully both. So I only take a trade when it meets all those requirements. So basically, take a trade based on what your strategy tells you, not what you think is going to happen. Be emotionless. Do not get angry at losses and do not get happy at wins. This is going to help you trading so you're not trading with emotion. You want to be trading like a robot. No emotions. You only sell when it gets to your stop loss or take profit. Next is one that I have for myself. You might not have it for you. Do not tell others about your wins/losses. Besides, obviously on TikTok, I post my wins and losses on TikTok pretty much daily. But other than that, I don't tell people about my wins and losses. I mean, that's just my personal preference, but that could be up to you. And my final rule that I have written down is do not trade news. I mean, this one's pretty self-explanatory. If you're going to trade news, you're basically gambling. There's a ton of other rules that you could put for yourself, and I'll definitely add some more later, but those are just a few that I have. There's a lot of things I could tell you about trading, but I'll just leave that for another video. My advice to you is to paper trade for at least 2 months. And then if you're profitable after those 2 months, then you could hop into the market risking a small amount of money and make sure you're only trading with money you're okay with losing. And I love trying a ton of different side hustles to try and make money. So you could check out me trying to start a short form content agency, SMMA, right here. And make sure to subscribe and like the video for more amazing ones just like this. And I hope you have an amazing day. Peace.